It happens in the darkest hour of night. Your eyes snap open. The room is still. The world is quiet. And the clock says 3 a.m. Again, what if I told you that this midnight awakening isn't random? What if your body is actually trying to communicate something important, something you've been missing all along? In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal what sleep specialists, neurologists, and longevity experts have discovered about these mysterious awakenings that affect millions of older adults worldwide. And the truth might surprise you. These aren't just inconveniences, they're messages. They're signals from your body and mind that hold clues to your health, your emotional state, and even your past. By the end of our journey today, you'll see your sleep differently. You'll have practical strategies that go beyond the usual sleep hygiene advice. And most importantly, you'll understand what your body has been trying to tell you all along. This isn't just about sleeping better, it's about living better. I'm Michelle, and today we're decoding the mystery of midnight awakenings. Let's begin with something most sleep advice completely misses. Your internal timekeeper is changing. As we age, our relationship with sleep transforms fundamentally. The hormonal orchestra that once played in perfect harmony begins to change its tune. At the center of this transformation is a critical hormone called melatonin. Melatonin is often called the darkness hormone because it rises when light fades, signaling to your body that it's time to sleep. In your younger years, your pineal gland produced abundant melatonin, creating a powerful wave that carried you through the night. But research from the National Institute on Aging has revealed something fascinating. By age 60, many adults produce only about half the melatonin they did at 30. By 70, that number drops even further. Think of it like a tide that once rose high enough to float your boat all night long. Now, that tide ebbs sooner, often around 2 to 3 a.m., leaving your sleep vessel stranded on the shores of wakefulness. What's happening isn't insomnia in the traditional sense. It's a natural shift in your sleep architecture. Your body isn't broken, it's adapted. The question is, adapted to what? This adaptation goes back thousands of years. Anthropologists studying pre-industrial societies found that biphasic sleep, sleeping in two distinct periods, was once common. People would sleep for a few hours, wake for a period of quiet reflection or light activity, then return to sleep until dawn. Only with the Industrial Revolution and electric lighting did we begin to expect one unbroken block of sleep. What if your 3 a.m. awakening isn't modern insomnia, but actually an ancient sleep pattern reasserting itself? But biology isn't the only factor at play. Your body communicates in many ways, and sometimes these communications become most noticeable in the quiet hours of night. As we age, our bodies develop new sensitivities. Joints that once tolerated hours in one position now signal discomfort after just a few. Blood pressure that remains stable during daytime activity may fluctuate more at night. And medications that help manage chronic conditions might subtly influence sleep cycles. Dr. Elizabeth from Stanford Sleep Medicine explains,
many commonly prescribed medications can affect sleep architecture. Beta blockers for heart conditions can suppress melatonin. Some antidepressants alter REM sleep. Even over-the-counter medications can change how deeply you sleep. These effects often become more pronounced as we age.
Then there's the matter of your bladder. With age comes decreased bladder capacity and increased production of urine at night, a condition called nocturia. Studies show that over 50% of adults over 65 experience at least one bathroom trip per night. But here's what's fascinating. These physical interruptions don't just break your sleep, they create opportunities for other factors to keep you awake. Let's meet Margaret, who found herself consistently awake at 3 a.m.
I'd wake up needing the bathroom, which seemed normal enough. But then I couldn't fall back asleep for an hour or more. I thought my body was failing me somehow.
After tracking her habits, Margaret discovered something surprising. It wasn't just the bathroom trip keeping her awake. It was what happened afterwards. The brief walk to the bathroom, the light she turned on, and most importantly, the racing thoughts that began once she was fully conscious. Which brings us to our next crucial factor. There's a reason why 3 a.m. has been called the witching hour throughout history. When external distractions fade, internal voices grow louder. Neuroscientists at UCLA have discovered that the brain's emotional centers become more active during certain sleep stages, particularly as we transition between deep sleep and REM sleep, transitions that happen more frequently as we age. Simply put, your brain is processing emotions all night long, and around 3 a.m., many people experience a natural shift in sleep stages that creates a window where emotions can surface powerfully. The middle of the night can be when unprocessed emotions find their voice. During the day, we're distracted by tasks, people, and media. At 3 a.m., there's nowhere to hide from ourselves. This emotional awakening often intensifies during major life transitions: retirement, loss of loved ones, moving from a family home, or adjusting to health changes. Your subconscious mind uses these quiet hours to process what you may be too busy to acknowledge during daylight. Let's meet Thomas, who found himself regularly awake at 3 a.m. after retiring from a 40-year career.
I'd wake up with my mind racing about who I was now that I wasn't working anymore. During the day, I seemed fine and happy about retirement. But at 3 a.m., all my doubts and questions would surface. Was this normal, or was something wrong with me?
What Thomas discovered through working with a sleep specialist was profound. His 3 a.m. awakenings weren't disruptions, they were opportunities. His mind was giving him the quiet space needed to process this enormous life transition. Now let's explore how your daily habits might be silently reshaping your sleep. As we age, our lifestyles often undergo subtle but powerful shifts. Many adults find themselves naturally eating dinner earlier, experiencing less physical activity, and spending more time in controlled indoor environments with constant temperatures and artificial lighting. These changes can advance your sleep window, the optimal time period when your body is primed for sleep. Instead of 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., your body might now prefer 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Fighting this natural rhythm can lead to fragmented sleep and those frustrating 3 a.m. awakenings. This advanced stage of sleep has been observed in many healthy elderly people. Their bodies aren't malfunctioning, they're actually following natural biological imperatives. The problem arises when their lifestyle doesn't align with this shifted rhythm. Consider how societal expectations clash with your body's wisdom. We're expected to stay up for primetime TV, family gatherings that run late, or social events timed for younger biological clocks. When we force ourselves to stay awake past our body's natural bedtime, we disrupt the delicate timing of sleep hormones. Even more importantly, what you do during daylight hours profoundly affects your nighttime sleep quality. Research from the National Sleep Foundation found that older adults who get at least 30 minutes of natural morning sunlight and engage in moderate physical activity experience 50% fewer nighttime awakenings than those who don't. Let's meet Elena, who transformed her sleep by understanding her body's new rhythms.
I used to force myself to stay up until 11 because that's when I always went to bed. But I was fighting my body's signals. Once I accepted my new rhythm and started going to bed at 9, I still woke briefly around 3, but I could fall back asleep much more easily.
Now that we understand why these awakenings happen, let's explore practical strategies that go beyond the usual sleep hygiene advice. Sleep specialists have developed what's called the 3R approach, specifically for managing middle-of-the-night awakenings: recognize, respond, and return. First, recognize what's happening without judgment. Is it physical discomfort, racing thoughts, or simply your natural sleep pattern shifting? Second, respond appropriately to the specific cause. For biological clock issues, maintain a consistent sleep schedule even on weekends. Get 15 to 30 minutes of morning sunlight within an hour of waking. Consider low-dose, time-released melatonin after consulting your doctor. Use amber-colored lights in the evening to support natural melatonin production. For physical discomfort, keep medication and water by your bedside. Use supportive pillows for arthritic joints. Try the 4-7-8 breathing technique for pain management. Limit fluids after dinner to reduce bathroom trips. for emotional processing. Keep a 3 a.m. notebook by your bed to record thoughts. Practice a 5-minute mindfulness scan to acknowledge feelings without attaching to them. Use audio meditations specifically designed for middle-of-the-night awakenings. Schedule worry time earlier in the day to process concerns. Third, return to sleep with gentle sleep-inducing activities. Dr. James, a sleep researcher, offers this advice.
The worst thing you can do is check the time repeatedly or calculate how little sleep you'll get. Instead, try paradoxical intention. Tell yourself it's okay to stay awake and just rest. This often releases the pressure that keeps you awake.
Many sleep specialists now recommend leaving the bedroom if you're awake for more than 20 minutes. Move to a comfortable chair with dim lighting and do something calming until sleepiness returns. But perhaps most importantly, change how you think about these awakenings. Throughout history, the hours between midnight and dawn have been considered special, times of heightened creativity, spiritual connection, and quiet reflection. Author Thomas Moore wrote, "The dark night of the soul is a journey into light." Many creative breakthroughs, spiritual insights, and personal revelations have come during these quiet hours when the world sleeps. What if your 3 a.m. awakening isn't a problem to be solved but a dimension of life to be explored? Dr. Sarah, sleep psychologist, offers this perspective.
Instead of asking, "How can I sleep through the night?" try asking, "What might this wakeful time offer me?" For many of my patients, these quiet hours become sacred spaces for reflection, creativity, or simply being present in a way that's difficult during busy daytime hours.
This doesn't mean you should be content with chronic sleep deprivation. Sleep is essential for health. But it does mean that occasional wakefulness might have value beyond what we've recognized. As we close our exploration of midnight awakenings, remember this. Your body has ancient wisdom, your mind has deep knowing, and sometimes, waking at 3 a.m. isn't a glitch in the system. It's the system working exactly as designed, creating space for something you might need. The next time you find yourself awake when the world is still dark, try greeting that moment not as an enemy, but as a messenger. Listen to what it might be telling you. Respond with gentleness, and trust that your body knows how to carry you through the night, even if the path looks different than it once did. If you found value in today's exploration, please subscribe for more insights on navigating the journey of aging with wisdom and grace. Leave a comment sharing your experiences with nighttime awakenings, and let us know what other topics you'd like us to explore. Until next time, wishing you peaceful days and restful or meaningfully wakeful nights.